Today, we're going to tackle a problem that is a huge headache for educators everywhere. I'm talking about the endless, soul-crushing hours you spend grading and giving feedback. We are going to break down how one IELTS coach built a custom AI assistant to get their time back and what we can all learn from their success. You know, this question, it really gets to the heart of so many professional challenges, right? How do you scale your personal expertise when you just can't clone yourself? It is the ultimate bottleneck, where your most valuable asset, your own time, becomes your biggest limitation. And that is the exact puzzle we're going to solve today. In this slide, it just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have the grim reality of manual work. It's slow, it's repetitive, and a lot of the time it leads to students who just aren't engaged. But on the other side, that's the dream. Instant, personalized feedback that actually gets students excited to learn. The real story, the real innovation, it all happens right there in the gap between these two worlds. Okay, so let's ground this in a real-world scenario. We're talking about an independent coach who's getting students ready for the IELTS exam, which, is a really high-stakes English test. For this coach, their own time wasn't just a resource anymore. It had become the central bottleneck. It was the single biggest thing stopping them from helping more students and actually growing their business. And these challenges, they created this powerful domino effect. It all kicked off with just the sheer amount of time it took to manually grade essays and speaking exercises. I mean, it's a total time sink. This created long delays, which meant students weren't getting that immediate feedback they really needed to improve. And the result? Well, student engagement just plummeted, and the business was basically stuck in neutral, completely unable to grow. So what was the big breakthrough? Well, it wasn't some generic, off-the-shelf software. Nope. Instead, they built a completely custom AI copilot. And you should think of it less like a tool and more like a tireless teaching assistant, one that works 24/7 right inside their website, handling all that heavy lifting. You know what's so brilliant about this whole approach is how each feature is a direct, almost surgical answer to a specific problem. AI-driven scoring, that saves time. Gamification with leaderboards, that's there to boost engagement. A clear progress dashboard, that gives students clarity. I mean, this is just a masterclass in designing technology with a real purpose. And the tech that's powering all this, it's surprisingly accessible. It's a custom plugin built for WordPress, a platform millions of people already use, and it's connected to these powerful AI models from places like OpenAI and Gemini. But the real magic, the secret sauce, is in the user experience. It delivers feedback instantly, without any of those annoying page reloads, creating the seamless, fast interaction that really keeps students in the zone. Now, a successful tool like this doesn't just happen by accident. The whole process was meticulous. It started with a really deep understanding of what the coach and their students actually needed. From there, they built a modular architecture to kind of future-proof it, integrated the AI, and then they tested everything relentlessly to make sure it was a flawless experience on any device. So the idea is really compelling, and the tech is super clever. But what about the results? Did it actually work? Let's dive into the data and see the real-world impact this AI copilot delivered.
Okay, this first result is an absolute game changer. A 70% reduction in the time spent on manual grading. Just think about that for a second. For every 10 hours this coach used to spend on that repetitive grading, 7 of those hours were just given back to them. That's time they can now invest in what really matters, like developing better lessons or providing that high-touch, strategic coaching.
And the impact on the students was just as dramatic. You can see right here that student engagement shot up by an average of 50%. It turns out, when you give students instant feedback in a clear, even kind of fun way to track their progress, they become way more motivated. This proves the tool didn't just save the coach time, it actually created a fundamentally better way to learn. The numbers, they tell a powerful story, but the human impact, that's even more telling. The coach themselves said the tool was completely transformative. This is where the data meets reality, The time savings were real, and more importantly, the students actually loved the new experience. So look, this case study is more than just one successful project. It really offers a blueprint that you can apply almost anywhere. So what are the key lessons we can take away from this and maybe apply to our own challenges?
There are 4 big principles here. First, custom AI is totally accessible. A targeted solution can give you massive efficiency gains without a massive budget. Second, modular design is so important because it lets your solution adapt and evolve over time. Third, user experience is everything. A powerful tool is useless if people don't actually enjoy using it. And finally, metrics matter. Hard data is how you prove your value and make the case for whatever you want to innovate on next.
So we're going to end right where we began. This story, it wasn't just about an IELTS coach. It was about reclaiming time to unlock human potential. So take a hard look at your own work. Identify those bottlenecks, those repetitive tasks that just drain your energy and hold you back. And then ask yourself, what part of my work is ready for its own AI co-pilot?